Did you know that certain cancers can be prevented? The first step to cancer prevention is learning about your risk. One way to do this is to look at the genes on the Council Inherited Cancer Screen. These genes are inside our bodies from birth, and they work to protect us from breast, colon, ovarian, thyroid, and many other cancers. A change in any of these genes, which we call a mutation, can interfere with their ability to prevent cancer. As a result, people with mutations in one of these genes are more likely to develop specific types of cancers. At Council, we believe it's good to know this information about your body so you can make important choices about your life. My name is Kayleen, and I'm a certified genetic counselor. Before I joined Council, I met with many individuals just like you who were deciding whether hereditary cancer screening was right for them. It's important, both to me and to my entire team, that you feel comfortable with the information you request from Council. In the next few minutes, I'll go through some information about how likely it is that you have a mutation in one of the genes on the inherited cancer screen, the possible results, and what they might mean for you. And finally, I'll address some common concerns. If you find yourself wanting more information than I cover in this video, you can speak with your healthcare provider or contact us at council.com. The likelihood of having a mutation on the inherited cancer screen depends on your personal and family history. About 5 to 10% of cancers are inherited, which means they track through several generations in a family. You may know of families where several people on the same side of the family have had cancer. In some cases, this is caused by a mutation in one of the genes on the inherited cancer screen. These families usually have relatives diagnosed with cancer at a young age, typically under the age of 50, or sometimes even in childhood. Or they might have cancers that are unusual, like breast cancer in a male relative, or cancers of the nervous system. Sometimes one family member develops several cancers over their lifetime, such as breast and ovarian cancer, or colon and endometrial cancer. All of these can be signs of a hereditary form of cancer. You should know that if you don't have any of these characteristics in your family, the likelihood of having a mutation is often less than 1%. So before testing, we encourage you to do some research and investigate your family history as best as possible. The inherited cancer screen includes more than 20 genes that can increase your chance of developing cancer. The exact types of cancers you may be at risk for depend on the gene for which you have a positive result. For example, mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes increase the chance of developing breast, ovarian, prostate, and pancreatic cancers. Mutations in the genes associated with Lynch syndrome increase the chance of developing colon, endometrial, and ovarian cancers. The entire list of genes that can be included on the screen and their associated cancers can be seen at council.com. Your doctor may only test you for a subset of conditions on the inherited cancer screen, so it's important to understand what's included on your specific panel. If you are found to have a mutation on the Council Inherited Cancer Screen, one option is to schedule more frequent and specialized screenings, which can help detect cancer at an earlier and more treatable stage. For example, if you are found to have an increased chance of developing breast cancer, you can plan with your physician to have mammograms or breast MRI more frequently. Or, if you are found to have an increased chance of developing colon cancer, your physician might recommend more frequent colonoscopies. Sometimes medications can help reduce risks, and other times preventative surgery can significantly reduce your chance of developing cancer. While the choices you have may vary, you should know that the Council Inherited Cancer Screen only includes conditions where experts agree that a change in your medical care makes a difference. Even if you've already been diagnosed with cancer, knowing if you have a mutation can help you make choices to lower your chance of developing another cancer. It can also help close relatives gain valuable information. There are two common results: positive or negative. But in some cases, you may get results with a variant of uncertain significance, which I'll explain in a few minutes. First, let's talk about what it means to be positive. A positive result means that a mutation was identified and you have an increased chance of developing cancer. A positive result is not a guarantee that you will get cancer, but it's good to know your risks in advance so you can do something to address them. Next, let's talk about what it means to be negative. A negative result means that we did not identify any mutations. While a negative result can be reassuring, it does not eliminate your risks, especially when you have a strong personal or family history of cancer. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, there's a third type of finding which we only report if you or your doctor request it. This result is called a variant of uncertain significance, or VUS. A VUS is a change in the gene that requires further research to determine whether it's associated with an increased chance of developing cancer. The good news is that most VUSs are eventually found to be benign. This means that they are typically not associated with an increased chance of developing cancer. We strongly encourage you to share your results with family members. If you test positive for a mutation on the inherited cancer screen, there's a higher chance that relatives like your sisters, brothers, parents, and extended family members will have the same mutation. If you test negative but have a strong personal or family history of cancer, you should speak with a physician or genetic counselor to discuss whether other relatives may benefit from testing and what cancer screening plan is appropriate for you. Counsel takes the utmost care to protect your information and fully complies with HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act that provides federal protection for your health data. In the U.S., health insurers are prohibited by law from using the results of any genetic test to raise premiums or to deny coverage. The Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, or GINA, also protects individuals against health insurance and employment discrimination based on genetic information, such as that provided by counsel. Please note that GINA does not apply to life insurance coverage. If you have further questions, please email us at support@counsel.com. You should know that the Counsel Inherited Cancer Screen only requires a small blood or saliva sample, and insurance coverage depends on your personal and family history of cancer. If you have additional questions, you can speak with your doctor, visit counsel.com, or make an appointment with a local genetic counselor who specializes in hereditary cancers. To find a genetic counselor near you, visit the National Society of Genetic Counselors at nsgc.org.